What is going on, guys? It's Lando and Mac from the Snap coming at you with week 2 start sits. Thanks for hanging with us, guys. We had some technical difficulties to start. Mac doesn't look like his, lit up normal self. He might not sound like himself, but either way, you will get your questions answered. That's besides the point. But thank you for sticking with us. Lots of news to go through. We answer every single question. So if you have questions about your players, give us all the details, scoring systems, whether it's a flex position, how many players in your league, if you're projected to win, lose, all that stuff helps make our decision easier. Mac, it's been a rough start, but we're here.
Yeah, hopefully you guys can hear me. Give me a maybe message in the comments if audio is good, if it needs to be adjusted, but I basically forgot my normal setup here. I left part of it at work, so kind of navigating between equipment, but hopefully it is decent enough to get us through the power hour before kickoff here. So let me know in the chat if audio is all right, and we will get to some questions. But first, ins and outs, Lando. Ins and outs.
Yeah. So the two big ones we need to talk about, Aaron Jones out, Austin Ekeler out. Where do you stand on the backups? Josh Kelley looked good in limited work last week, and then AJ Dillon, although he hasn't looked good, we've been kind of always waiting for him to get the full workload. How do you are these guys top 20 backs? Are they RB2s with RB1 upside? How do you kind of look at Josh Kelley and AJ Dillon?
I came across an interesting stat. I believe it was Elvin Ryan on Twitter or X or whatever it's going by. He was basically saying in 4 games that Josh Kelley has played without Austin Ekeler, he's averaged 3.9 fantasy points per game. Now, we have to take into account that in those 4 games, Justin Jackson was also heavily involved. So we haven't really truly seen the Josh Kelley unequivocal workload that he will face today. The thing is, though, he hasn't been good in relief. So yeah, he looked good last game. It was a high scoring game. It was great for fantasy, but I don't know that's going to be the case today. I actually kind of have the Chargers losing this game. I think they're actually going to be down. If I'm going to call this my upset of the week, I think when we look at the Titans, last year they were the hardest run defense for opposing fantasy running backs, and not much has changed in Tennessee. So I'm projecting the Chargers to maybe go a little more air raid today. The Chargers did throw it second most last year with 717 attempts. We could just see Justin Herbert let it fly, get guys like Quentin Johnston involved and Mike Williams a little bit more involved. Maybe we'll see a Josh Palmer sighting. I don't know, but I'm not putting Josh Kelley in my lineup if I can help it. AJ Dillon is a little bit of a better prospect for me. I would play Roschon Johnson over both of them.
Oh, Roschon Johnson. We got some spicy work. Now, there did a report just came out that Roschon Johnson will be more involved, but it wasn't more than Khalil Herbert. It was more than Deonta Foreman for the Bears. So maybe it will be more of a 50-50 split here with Khalil and Roschon. Or do you think Roschon takes the job? Like that's obviously your projection.
Yeah.
There.
I think regardless, for me, what I liked from Roschon last week, 7 targets, 6 receptions. Either way, he's going to be involved in the passing game. And if he projects to get a larger workload and more opportunities on the ground, that can only be better for his floor. So I'm a little bit worried about Josh Kelley and the Chargers rushing game. I'm going to pivot to other plays. I think I would ultimately go AJ Dillon over Roschon, but I think Roschon is a sneaky flex play this week.
All right. What is your thoughts on Zach Moss? He's just activated. He was a popular ad kind of after waivers kind of run this week when we got activated to play. Houston is a really good matchup. Are you going to flex or start Zach Moss if you have him?
Again, not if I can help it.
Okay.
Yeah, AJ Dillon would probably be the guy that I would go, you know what, I'm going to start AJ Dillon over Zach Moss. Josh Kelley and Zach Moss are probably pretty similar for me. Obviously, the matchup for Zach Moss is much, much better. But watching last week with Anthony Richardson, I texted you. It was like, if he reminds me a lot of Cam Newton. When they get inside the 5, he's calling his own number and he's taking that in. And like, I can't help but think that the high value touches for Zach Moss are going to be diminished because of the mobility of Anthony Richardson. So, ultimately, I'm not super excited for Zach Moss. I would rather play someone like Jamal Williams, who has a really soft matchup on Monday night against Carolina. I'd be willing to start Isaiah Pacheco, maybe go back to the well with Rashad White over Zach Moss. So I'd even start Raheem Mostert in a worse matchup over Zach Moss. So I'm not overly thrilled about Zach Moss, but I can see a world where he gets the opportunity. I'm just not sure how much he can do with it. But I'm kind of off, if that kind of
Sounds
answers
good.
the question.
And I think I know the answer. We just got news that came out that Travis Kelley is active, but on a pitch count. Now, it should be without being said, but we need to talk about Travis Kelley. You're starting him no matter what.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to confirm, and I do want to let everyone know we have got 14 people watching right now. We do answer every single question. We will get to every single question once we get through some of this news. Mark Andrews is also active as well, and you're just wheels up for the top 2 tight ends in fantasy.
Last week, I'm going to bring you back the top 5 tight ends on the week. TJ Hawkinson led the way with 22 fantasy points. Hunter Henry at 11.5, Hayden Hurst at 10, Donald Parham Jr. at 8, Blake Bell at 7, Harrison Bryant at 6, and the list goes on. A top 12 tight end, a tight end 1 last week was 4.4 fantasy points.
Yeah,
3 receptions for 44 yards. It was, as we've said, like tight end wasteland. It was truly a wasteland last week.
Mm-hmm.
Even if Travis Kelley plays 25% of snaps and gets 4 targets, I'm willing to bet one of them is a touchdown. The threshold for tight end 1 is so low that you might as well take the chance, because going to your waivers is likely not going to yield the highest result. Unless a guy like Hunter Henry's there, you want to stay in the flames with him and chase that great performance from week 1. There's nobody in the world I'm playing over Travis Kelley or Mark Andrews. So regardless of activity, you're going to play them if they start, and it looks like they're both going to start today. So that's great.
I'm going to go through some of the news here, and you give me either a quick or whatever reaction to, does this affect anyone? So Brandon Cooks not expected to play. Does that affect anyone?
Care. No.
Don't care. DeAndre Hopkins expected to play versus the Chargers. Are you starting Hopkins?
No, I think if Hopkins is active, I'm less likely to flex Burks. So I have Burks in a couple lineups. I'm kind of holding on to him. Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. What else we got
Aaron
here?
Jones, we already talked about, is out.
Yep. You know what? There's not too much more here in the news.
Yeah, I had a few that I had written down here. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is active. That's interesting.
Right. Oh, what about the news about Jahmyr Gibbs? I know I did a video about Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm excited for him. I want him to do well. But are we just going to keep going back to him, or should Monty be a start as well? Or are we starting both Lions? What are we thinking?
I think if you drafted David Montgomery, you're really pleased about the 21 touches last week. Jahmyr Gibbs, I think you're almost at a sense now with DeAndre Swift in Philadelphia. Like, if moving forward, the opportunity share is 50-50, can you stomach that floor for the potential ceiling? And I think the answer is yes. Like, you drafted Jahmyr so high, he's going to be a staple running back in your lineup. You're just going to have to play him. Now, if that means that you hit the waiver wire and grab a Roshan Johnson or a Justice Hill and they end up getting more work because of their situation, like, that's great. You might gain a starter, but I think Jahmyr has to be in your lineup until things get really a ton worse. But I think Jahmyr's just getting started. So I'm not going to blow the whistle on him yet.
Yeah.
Put up the white flag. I'm going to play him, but we got to be a little bit optimistic and a little cautious.
Last one before we get to the questions here. Amari Cooper unlikely to play. Does that elevate your Donovan Peoples-Jones or Elijah Moore? Are you playing both of them? Are you willing to flex either of them? Who do you like more?
I would play Elijah Moore with a little bit more confidence, maybe as a wide receiver 3 on the week, top 36. hopefully it's a volume play, but ultimately I think the Browns will just continue to try to win on the ground. So
Love it.
we'll see what happens.
All right, guys, we got 21 people watching right now. Thanks for coming by. Toss a like on the video. We answer every single question. Give us all the details you can, whether it's scoring format, flex position, size of league, projected to win or lose. All that helps us make our decision. I'll reiterate again, we answer every single question. Share it to friends, family. If you know people that don't know about us, get in the chat. It's going to be a lot of fun. Today we got a good 40 minutes left to answer everyone.
Yeah, let's get the train moving. When I brought up Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I was going to make a point that I'm not sure that Isaiah Pacheco will have the lion's share of the workload. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is active. He's playing. They also elevated LaMichael Pirine. So who knows what tricks Andy Reid has up his sleeve this week, but I thought the Clyde news and then the LaMichael Pirine activation was interesting for what they might try to do in the backfield. So keep an eye on that with the 4-back rotation.
You can't start anyone besides Travis Kelce as a general rule. Kelce and Mahomes are the only two Chiefs that you start. The rest you can try to avoid. That's a good rule.
There's no consolidation of targets, unfortunately.
Or carries.
Full PPR, fix my flex for Eric, Pacheco, or DJ Moore. Kind of a nice segue off of that Chiefs chatter, but I'm going to go DJ Moore. Didn't have the greatest week last week, but I don't have any confidence starting Pacheco.
Sounds good. We got
you in the same
Josh
camp?
Next.
Full PPR, Algier versus Pierce and Flowers versus Wilson. Hot take for me. I'm going to start Flowers over Wilson this week.
Ooh, yeah, that is hot. I did a video about Garrett Wilson this past week. His upside is super capped. I think he's a fringe kind of wide receiver 2 rest of season, unless they make a drastic change at the quarterback position. Flowers getting 48% target share in that offense. Stay on the heat with Zay Flowers. And then a new thing came out that it's going to be split between Bijan and Algier moving forward. But I think I'm still going to start Pierce for a bounce back week this week.
Yeah, the matchup is good too. I think this one could be kind of a gross game, but decent for fantasy. I do think that the volume of Dameon Pierce outweighs the potential opportunities inside the red zone for Tyler Algier. So the Green Bay Packers, a pretty good run defense, good defense as a whole. We could see a very different game script than we saw for them last week. So we'll see. But I'm not buying too much into the 2 touchdown performance from Algier last week. I'll take the volume on Pierce.
Sounds good.
Anthony Richardson or Jordan Love in a 1 QB.
Love had a great week last week. Really showed out. Gave Packers fans a lot of confidence that he is a very viable starter for that team. Making the playoffs. With that being said, I'm going Anthony Richardson here against Houston. Really good matchup. AR gives you a ton of upside on the ground, through the air. He looked pretty good last week. I'm going Richardson here. Mac?
No, I am too.
Yeah.
Dubs or Pickens in standard?
I like Pickens this week, I think.
Yeah, I believe Romeo Dobbs is good to go, but
yeah, and Watson is out.
Watson is out. Aaron Jones is out. The Packers are in a little bit of a tough situation, but if Romeo Dobbs is good to go, I think I might roll him out. Man, the Steelers just very disappointing so far.
They looked awful last week.
Yeah. Let's go. Did Eric have one more here?
Daniel here.
Scoring.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Sure.
Standard scoring, projected 50-50 matchup. Kelley or Pierce. I'm going to go with Pierce.
That's fair. I am more excited about Kelley than you are, I think, Mac. But I think Pierce has a good bounce back week as well.
We got that one. Daniel, good morning. Keep the awesome job going. Thank you. Choose 3 between Bijan, David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert, Tyler Algier, and Brian Robinson. Is a half PPR. Thanks for specifying. Bijan for me is in. Montgomery is in. And then I'll go with Tyler Algier. I'll just take the whole backfield.
I'll go Bijan, Monty, and Brian Robinson.
Yeah, you could pivot to Brian Robinson. I think Antonio Gibson sunk his shares, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was tough. He fumbled
Yeah.
in that game. Does not
Khalil
look
Herbert,
like.
I am out, though. I am out. Choose my flex, Dotson or Moore.
I assume that's DJ Moore.
DJ Moore, Elijah Moore, or Rondell Moore. We need more. So
More info.
I guess if it's DJ Moore, I'll take DJ. If it's Elijah, I'll take Dotson. And if it's Rondell, I'll take Dotson.
There you go. Easy enough.
Easy.
Right.
Bucksar. Need help picking a tight end. Currently projected to lose. Nice to have that context. Waller or Kittle in a full PPR. Waller, we know, is dealing with an injury, hamstring, the same one that kept him out last year. So there is a little bit of concern. I wouldn't be shocked to see if, last minute he's out.
Makes it tough. If
I'm going to go with Monday the safer option and go with Kittle.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I agree. If safer, projected to lose, go Kittle. But in my rankings, I do think if Darren Waller's active, he's going to have a bigger game against Arizona. Really good matchup. I think he bounces back.
Waller. You think Waller bounces back?
Correct.
Interesting.
Did you catch that Colorado game?
I did.
That was wild.
I didn't watch too late because it ended at 2 a.m. Yeah, I watched till about midnight. I saw that Colorado was losing at half. I'm just gonna put it out there. They're not Colorado. They're Frauderado.
Oh, fraud! Oh gosh! All right.
They have yet to beat a notably good team. Right? They beat TCU, but TCU lost by 60 in the Natty last year. They lost a bunch of players to the draft. They're not the same team, clearly. Then they go beat Nebraska, whoop-de-doo, and they jump up 4 in the rankings to 18. And then, as 27-point favorites last night, have to make a 98-yard drive with 90 seconds to go to tie the game and end up winning in double overtime. The whole Colorado narrative is completely blown out of proportion. They have to play Oregon next week, who were 13th ranked in the country. I think they're going to get served up next week. So I'm hard fade on Colorado. I think this is all just Cinderella story. The NCAA script writers are doing their magic, and
it's all about Prime. Totally, it's all about the media around them. And like the stars were out for that game. The ticket prices were through the roof for that game. It's all about Prime and what goes on there. Good on the kids. They did well. The spotlight's on them, should be great. Yeah. But I tend to agree. I don't follow college football a ton, but I like that money on Oregon next week.
Cashed a nice one yesterday. Put 100 on Penn State. Teased it up to minus 16.5. They won by 17.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, right at the buzzer. Cleveland or 49ers D? I'm going 49ers.
Yes, me too.
Circling back here for another one. Waddle, London, Hopkins, OBJ, 14-team league, so waivers are dry. This is a full PPR. I'm going to go with Waddle, Hopkins, and
that's the hardest really part. Is London or OBJ.
Yeah, I think you just have to go back to the well on London, unfortunately. Yeah. And I do think that the Packers will lead for most of this game, and hopefully we see a little bit more volume through the air for London and Kyle Pitts, but it doesn't look great for what they want to do with their team for those two pass catchers. But Waddle and Hopkins are in. If Hopkins somehow doesn't play, you got an easy decision. But I'm going to sit down OBJ. He didn't have a ton of volume last week. I'm just going to go with the better talent at this point, which is London. So Waddle, London, Hopkins.
You're hoping for a touchdown either way. You might only have one passing touchdown to pick from for Atlanta. So you got to get lucky. Is it going to be Pitts? Is it going to be London? Or is it going to be Bijan? it's going to be one of them. You just can't that's a tough one. I think London's going to be a bumpy ride. If he gets in the end zone and you start him, great. Try to sell him if you can.
Let's go to our Snap Army member. Projected in a close one here, Kelsey or Ingram. Also need to choose 3 between Olave, Waddle, Henry, AJ Dillon, and Saquon.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so Saquon, Olave, Waddle.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's Derrick Henry, I assume. You got to start Derrick Henry.
Gotta be Derrick Henry, though, no?
That's got to be Derrick Henry. Can't be Hunter Henry, or else he's.
Griff, what is this? A 6-team league?
I think I remember him. He shared this on the Discord. I think it's a family 8-team league or 6-team league or something like that. So
those ones are so hard. It's like, do you want to go for the safety and the workload, or do you want to go for the upside?
I think Saquon has a great bounce back week too.
Yeah, Saquon's in for me no matter what.
Yeah, so I mean, Griff, come on.
I think
what are we doing here?
If my inkling about the Titans is correct and they do beat the Chargers today, will be in a positive game script where they can just pound the rock. So I'm going to go Henry, Saquon, and
Waddle?
Olave. Yeah. Tyreek is just such a machine. He really
it's kind of
away from Waddle last week.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. All right, let's get some others. 12-man full PPR league. Need one for the flex. Juju, Tyler Boyd, Isaiah Pacheco, Gus Edwards. I hate this.
Yeah.
But I think it's Pacheco.
Could be. Yeah. Tyler Boyd, it's not really involved. I do think that the Bengals have a bounce back week. Of course, they have to. Yeah.
Gus Edwards feels like it should be the right call there, but
everyone's talking up Justice Hill, man. I mean, I don't know why it's not Gus Edwards, but I mean, look at what happened last week when JK went down. I don't know why Gus wasn't in there on goal line. He should have been, but he wasn't.
Half PPR D-Hop or Elijah Moore with Cooper unlikely to play while he is out. So in a half PPR, if DeAndre Hopkins plays, I will play him.
Right. And yeah, I mean, if you want to remove some variance here, just go with Elijah Moore on the upside there, and don't worry. And a banged up D-Hop might be frustrating to watch.
Standard League projected to win by 20. Jamal Williams, Tyler Algier, Ken Walker, Keenan Allen, full PPR. Hunter Henry or Hurst.
Keenan
is the question. Which tight end?
Maybe.
I will go Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
If we had to rank these options above, Keenan Allen, Ken Walker, Jamal Williams, Tyler Algier would be my order.
Yeah, sure. That's fair.
Joey, 10-team PPR, help with the flex, Dotson, Terry McLaurin, Puka, Najee, Jerry Jeudy.
Puka's likely out, I think.
Actually?
I think so. He was banged up. Came out this week. I'm not gonna rely on a banged up Puka, even if he's active. It might be tough. So it's between Dotson and Terry for me. I
watch people spend 70, 80 fab on Puka Nacua.
I know. Yeah. Then it came out that he was hurt.
Oh, shoot.
Got hurt this week, like Tuesday or Wednesday or something. Yeah.
Oh man, I missed that. Totally missed that. Okay, ordering these guys. I would go. I think I got to stay with Najee. Najee won.
It was a rough go for Najee last week.
Jerry, we don't really know what to expect. He is expected to play today, but he's making a season debut. I feel like we don't have enough gauge of if the Broncos have actually improved or not. So I'm kind of going to stay away from that one. Between Dotson and McLaurin, I would play McLaurin. I'm not on the Dotson hype train like a lot of people are, but for me, I'd be between Najee and Terry. That's where I would go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Terry there. But all right, make sure you like this video, guys. We got 22 people watching. We answer every single question. Joey, I see a bunch of comments here. We got to your question like normal. But toss a quick like on the video. It really helps the show. Share it out to some friends. We very much appreciate it. Thanks for everyone coming by, Shout out to Rolando, who's always in here. We got Griff asking more questions. Paz, my guy, Paz, always in here. Appreciate y'all. We do get to your questions. We'll be answering them momentarily.
Okay, John, hurting at running back, need to start 3 out of Moss, Hill, Herbert, Williams. Got the full waiver wire crew.
Yeah.
Full PPR. What do you like here? We got Zach Moss in a good matchup. Justice Hill, hopefully in a good fantasy game. Khalil Herbert may be losing some snaps to Roschon Johnson. And Kyron Williams, who looked like he was the lead back for the Rams, but in a really tough matchup against the Niners. What do you like?
Pass.
I'm going to make it easy. I'm going to sit Khalil Herbert on the Roschon Johnson news and what I saw last week from him. And I'm just going to, trust that that's right and go with Kyron, Justice, and Zach Moss.
My sit is going to be Justice of the guys we said.
Landon, you are the biggest Justice Hill truther that I know.
I've lived through it. I know he's not that good.
Right. That's fair. Alex says, I have Derrick Henry and another person has Jamar Chase. I also have Tyler Boyd and he has Tyjae Spears. Would you make the trade of backups? Yes, I would acquire Spears because he will be infinitely more valuable for that team if Derrick Henry goes down than Tyler Boyd would be if Jamar Chase went down.
Correct.
Case in point, we saw Jamar Chase leave last year for 4 games with a lower body injury, and Tyler Boyd was really nothing special. So Spears has the chance to absorb a large workload where Tyler Boyd probably doesn't get a much larger workload if that were the case. They would probably lean a little bit more on T. Higgins and maybe Joe Mixon to carry the load. I don't know that Tyler Boyd would elevate himself to the point of being a fantasy superstar. So yes, I would make that trade in that case, but I'm not overly concerned with trading for handcuff players. You want to acquire backups that are like Roschon Johnson, for example. You want to get a player like that because you don't have to suffer an injury to gain a startable player. If you take somebody else's handcuff, then you get to reap the benefit of playing somebody else, of getting a little bit deeper, of maybe making a trade. So you have more leverage if an injury does happen. So it's nice to have an insurance policy, but it's also nice to have leverage.
Yeah, for sure. Next, Will.
Yeah.
So I was just looking on Twitter. I don't see any news about Puka. I would go Pickens here anyways. Will, if Puka's active and you like him and you spend a lot of fab on him, go ahead. I'm not sure if you're gonna get round 2 Puka Nacua week 2.
The 15 targets is fantastic, but can we really project
awesome.
that long term? No, we can't. So yeah, I would go Pickens as well. Stewart across the pond, loaded at wide receiver, need help. 2 of the following: Collins, Metcalf, Dotson, Flowers, Debo, Godwin. Also got Algier at the flex, Henry and Jacobs at running back. So with that in mind, I would start 3 wide receivers here. I would change your flex from Algier to one of the 3 that we're going to talk about.
Correct.
For me, Metcalf and Debo are in. It really comes down to Godwin and Flowers, in my opinion. Are you any different?
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty accurate. In a full PPR, I think Godwin gets the edge. But Flowers, man, I'm excited for him. I think he's going to be great. He gives you that upside play where Godwin's kind of closer to the line of scrimmage, a lot of catches, not a lot of yards, but Flowers has kind of the best of both worlds a little bit.
Yeah, and Tampa really has a nice matchup today against Chicago, so I think I would lean Godwin just slightly.
Sure. Yeah,
but it would be really close between Godwin and Flowers. But yeah, I would switch out Algier and pivot to one of those wide receivers just for the PPR volume.
Yeah, but it's Metcalf and Debo out of those guys, wide receivers.
Yep. Start 2, Algier, Mostert, Joshua Kelley, and Cortland Sutton. I would start Mostert and Sutton.
I'm going to start Mostert and Kelley.
You like Josh Kelley that much, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, we're on totally different ends of the spectrum with him.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be letdown day, sadly.
Yeah, it very well could be. We always get those kind of letdowns after everyone's all excited. We had a phenomenal waiver wire this week with
Yeah.
Puka, Kelley.
Well, we think we did.
Well, we think we did. It could go down as one of the best waiver days, but still TBD.
I think if you're starting Algier, you have to be banking on a touchdown.
Yep.
Really.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mostert gets enough work where he's viable for you. If Sutton is truly still the one for this team, we'll kind of get a sense of that after him and Jerry Jeudy share the field this week, but he was all right last week. So it all depends on what you're willing to stomach.
Maybe I'm too high on Bijan over Algier, and it's dangerous. I've talked to Mac about this before. It's dangerous assuming competent coaching. How many times have we watched games and you wonder, why isn't my guy out there? Why is X running back there and not my guy? So it happens all the time. We saw it last week with Algier getting 2 touchdowns. We saw it in years past with DeAndre Swift on the bench, as we saw Thursday night, how good he was. Maybe Algier is going to be more involved and more, gets the looks more than we thought, but I'm going to fade Algier and boost Bijan up.
Start one between Jeudy, Puka, and Romeo Doubs.
What's your vibe on Jeudy?
Close.
Judy's back. It's good. Good news. We like it. But are you going to just put him back in your lineup? I'm a little bit worried about Jerry Jeudy.
I'm going to roll Romeo Doubs here.
Okay. I think I'd probably do the same.
No Christian Watson, no Aaron Jones. The guy could have a 50% target share today.
Yeah.
Rolando, start sit, Michael Thomas, Raheem Mostert, full PPR.
I'm going to go Raheem.
Yeah, I would probably go that way as well. James Conner, Joshua Kelley. I would go James Conner.
If Michael Thomas looks as good as he did last week and has a bunch of targets, I think I would be shopping Michael Thomas. I don't think he'll stay healthy and have the sustained production. Keep going. If you can do it in the first few weeks, get rid of Michael Thomas. That's my recommendation.
Starting Kelley, Etienne, Walker. Is that good? Etienne and Walker are great. I think you can do better.
I think one of us that's the beauty of the show, Mac. One of us is going to be right. I don't care, but we're going to give good advice between the two of us, one way or the other.
If we go different ways each and every time, accuracy for the show is 100%. Can never be beat.
Yeah.
Bateman versus Woods. This is a sad flex play from Scotty.
Yeah.
Robert Woods was low key involved.
He got lots of targets. He's kind of the only guy there. Against Indy this week.
I will go with Robert Woods.
I think so too.
For the volume. Woods. Sadly enough, Scotty. Auto renew didn't go through, but here's a Tim's on me. Thanks, Griff.
Appreciate y'all man. Very much so.
Yes, sir. Full PPR flex spots. Start one: Godwin, James Cook, or Michael Pittman.
I think it's Pittman. Or no, Chris Godwin. Sorry, Godwin.
Yeah, in a full PPR, I would lean Godwin for the potential just volume, possession receiver. James Cook was better than I gave him credit for last week. So, there's something to maybe be had there. In the end of the day, the Buffalo Bills just don't run the football. And that's never really going to change unless something changes from an offensive scheme standpoint. But as it stands now with the coaching they have and the coordinators that they run with, I think you're just not going to see a ton of volume for James Cook. You're going to see efficiency. You might see high-value touches because they're the Buffalo Bills and they're going to score. End of the day, half PPR, I'd maybe have a tougher decision between Pittman and Godwin, but in a full, I'll go Godwin.
Yeah, Godwin, then Pittman. Pittman looked great. I was surprised with how good he looked. Richardson seemed relatively competent. So, looking good. Zay
Flowers, Tyler Algier, or Garrett Wilson in a full PPR. This
Just
really
sit
tests
down.
the Garrett Wilson love.
Man,
I
oh
would
man.
play Zay Flowers or Garrett Wilson over Tyler Algier.
Correct. That's what I'm trying to decide between. I'm gonna roll out Garrett Wilson again this week, hoping he gets in the end zone. It's gonna be a rough ride. Don't watch that game if you're
Just look
starting
away.
Garrett Wilson.
Brandon coming through here, projected to lose, but is in a bit of a bigger pickle with Aaron Jones out. Full PPR, need to pick 2 between Najee, Hall, Sanders, Cook, and Puka Nacua. So I think with these running backs, I'm just going to fade Puka with the potential for limitation or just missing with that injury. Breece Hall is locked and loaded. And then I think I would play Sanders over Najee Harris.
Yeah, I would go if I'm pick 2 starters in a flex. I'm going Najee, Breece, and Sanders.
Yeah, Najee, Breece, Sanders. You can't start Cook and Hall, and Hall did look much better than Dalvin Cook last week, and it was very evident on that big run that Breece Hall is just not completely in football shape, but still looks fantastic. So you know when he does get into shape, he will burn people and break away from them on big plays. We're going to see that kind of build week to week, but Breece Hall was just the better back in my opinion, and they might try to lean on the run. So Hall, Sanders, Najee, sit down Dalvin, and enjoy the show.
Did you see that clip of Eli Manning just calling out Breece Hall for being out of shape?
No, I didn't.
Yes, as soon as that play happened, because they got the Manning cast, and he basically says, "Yep, out of football shape, can't do it, losing steam," just like completely. Fucking Eli Manning of all people, just calling out Breece.
Hey, man's a 2-time Super Bowl winner. Like we'll honor the opinion.
True.
Pick 3, Zay Jones, Christian Kirk, Elijah Moore, Gabe Davis, Jahan Dotson, and Drake London in a full PPR. Christian Kirk was living in the shadow of Zay Jones and Calvin Ridley last week, sadly. I think Jahan Dotson is in for me.
Yeah, I think Gabe is also in for me.
Yeah, he was also disappointing.
Yep.
I will take. I think the game between the Chiefs and the Jags is going to be really great. I will go back to the well with Christian Kirk. I'm not fully out on him. He wasn't involved as much as he was last year, but I'm willing to go back to the well. So I'll go Christian Kirk, Gabe Davis, Jahan Dotson. I got to see it from Drake London and this Falcons offense. Like 18 pass attempts, 4 to Kyle Pitts and Drake London. I got to see it. Like more passes went to the running backs than the wide receivers last week. I just can't get on board with that as an offensive scheme.
Yeah, for sure. Another you hate Herbert, so you're going Davis.
I will go Gabe Davis. Yeah, I'm fading Khalil Herbert this week.
I think that's fair. I think I would go Davis too. I think if you have Gabe Davis on the team, you got to start him every single week because you're never gonna pick. It's hard to pick the right week, and he's gonna have these big games. There's no rhyme or reason when he's got the big games. So just you got to start him each week and hope for that big boom game.
Okay, now here is the point where I am comfortable flexing in Josh Kelley.
Okay.
It's a full PPR. It's a full PPR, and I think that with the trio of wide receivers that they're now rolling with in Jacksonville, the distribution of targets takes away that ceiling. Robert Woods, he had more volume than we've seen in previous years or recent years with him. He's still playing in a bad offense. So Josh Kelley playing in a really dynamic offense, if he does get the baseline of double-digit carries and targets out of the backfield, like his workload is good enough to where he's probably going to outproduce Woods and Christian Kirk if they don't get into the end zone. So I'll just go with the opportunity that Kelley has because I think it outweighs Woods and Kirk.
I agree. Perfect.
Joe Mixon, Ramondre Stevenson, AJ Dillon, and James Conner need to start 3.5 PPR.
So it's Joe Mixon and Ramondre are in for sure. Between AJ Dillon and James Conner, very similar, going to be volume backs on bad teams, right, Mac?
I'm sorry. Who has the greatest touchdown to interception ratio in the league?
I had to do that to you. No, I
No,
think it's you.
just tell me. Just tell me. Who has the best
Um,
touchdown to interception ratio in the league right now?
For sure, it's got to be Jordan Love.
It is.
Hmm.
It is.
How does that affect AJ Dillon though?
What? You were just trashing the Packers.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
No, it's James Conner for sure.
You'd go Connor over Dillon?
Yeah.
Okay. I would actually go Dillon over James Conner.
Smitty's out here, like me, just riding the wave of that massive DeAndre Swift.
Love that. Thanks for coming by, Smitty. You know how to get Mac excited.
Oh, the Swift. I'm so conflicted of what to do with DeAndre Swift, but for now, we're just living the life. It's 2021 again.
Swift is on the top of the list for what to do with video. So, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see where we go.
Let's blaze through here. We got 13 minutes till kickoff. Ideally, we'd like to do these in 10. Got a stack going with Herbert and Keenan. I want a triple stack with Kelley or play Algier versus Green Bay. This is a full PPR. You could try stack. It is more exposure to one game. It's really close for me. I'll probably just take the upside with Kelley.
Yeah, go Kelley.
Projected to lose Goff or Richardson. I actually think Goff is going to be like a top 6 quarterback on the week, so I'm going to take Goff.
Ooh. I don't hate it. I'll go AR, though.
Random question. Who should I stash in my IR spot? Currently have Jeff Wilson. Not sure if y'all do IR spots. If so, who do y'all have on it? I have Cooper Kupp and Jonathan Taylor in an IR spot right now. In our leagues, the IR spot is designated for those players who are on the IR or on the PUP. So guys that are out, we can't stash. So depending on what your league allows for really determines what my recommendation is for you, Paz. So yeah, there's no one that really comes to mind.
Jeff Wilson was fine. If Mostert gets hurt and Jeff Wilson comes back, you're looking good.
Yeah, if somebody's out versus IR, that's a really big difference for me. Yeah. But there's not too many guys that are on IR right
Christian Watson, if he's available, but I doubt he's available on your.
Yeah, but he's not on IR.
No, he's out though. I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Any secrets we want to share? Stashing Tank Dell, Rashee Rice. I brought his name up. Roshan Johnson, if he's available. Adam, stash him. After this week, we could see him be the primary carrier.
Yeah. Josh Downs, I think, is also an interesting stash.
Who is, sorry?
Josh Downs.
Roshan Johnson right now on the year is running back 18.
Oh, yeah. He had 2 touchdowns, I think, last week. Was it 2 or just 1?
I think one,
yeah,
but he had 6.
2, he'd be higher in the rankings. Yeah. Anyways, we gotta power through these.
We do.
Fields or Richardson, Mac? I'm going Fields.
Sorry. Oh, right here with Black Banks, Fields or Richardson. I will go Fields, hoping for the bounce back. Speaking of Mike Evans, got sent a trade offer to send him and Dalvin Cook away for Cooper Kupp. Thoughts?
Wait a couple weeks, Brandon.
Yeah, I think long term that's really good, but I would also, as Landon said, wait.
Yeah.
Burrow or Tua?
That's a tough
Patriots
one.
Defense is always well prepared, and they scheme to take away the best option for the opposing team. So they're coached really well, as we know. I'm always going to try to play matchups though. In every single fantasy league, I never draft a defense and then just slot them in for the year. You want to just play matchups. I'm on the Giants this week as a really good option. They were available everywhere after getting slaughtered by the Cowboys. Burrow or Tua? I'm going to stay in the Flames with Tua.
Yeah, I'll go Burrow bounce back.
Odell or Nico Collins?
I'll go Nico.
Odell. Full PPR, pick one between Williams, Connor, Montgomery, Josh Kelley. I would order them Montgomery, Williams, Connor, Kelley.
Perfect. Next, we got Goff or Dak.
I'll go Goff.
Mac just said Goff. So let's go Goff. Absolutely.
Start 2, Allen, Lockett, Williams.
I assume that's Mike Williams. If so, just go Allen and Lockett.
If it's Mike Williams, I'll go Allen Lockett. If it's Jamal Williams, I'll go Allen Williams. Julio needs an RB2, Javonte, Khalil Herbert, or Cam Akers, full PPR. I think Herbert and Akers have lost a lot of their work to others in their backfield, so Javonte just seems like full steam ahead.
Here we go.
Puka, Nico, Rashad White, half PPR. What do you like?
I'm going Rashad White for a bounce back game.
As am I. Javonte Williams, Mike Williams, or Tyler Lockett.
There we go. That was the same question.
One. Okay, so it's Mike Williams. I will go.
Oh, I think I like Mike Williams as the flex.
Isn't this the same question?
Oh, it's close.
Oh, start 2. Never mind. It's the same pieces though. Just flexing one. I'll take Javonte.
Okay.
Griff knew that I was going to be so stoked. My only regret is that I didn't play DeAndre Swift in 100% of the matchups that I had him.
I started him everywhere. You're looking good this week, Mac.
I counted. I started him in 4 of 5 that I own him. And the one I did overwhelming favorite, so it's not too bad. Should I start Najee Harris or Jerry Jeudy at the flex? I will go with Najee.
I'm going Najee. Even though I want to wait a week, see how Jeudy goes.
Yeah, just see how it shakes out. Pick 3, 2 wide receivers in a flex. DJ Moore, Drake London, Josh Downs, Brian Robinson, George Pickens, and Michael Wilson.
Okay.
I saw an interesting Michael Wilson stat this week. I just wanted to throw out there.
Sure.
The only Arizona Cardinals wide receiver to play 90% of the snaps was Michael Wilson.
He's a good little stash as well. He didn't have a big game, so he's probably available waivers. I like stashing Michael Williams for sure.
I will go DJ Moore, Brian Robinson, and George Pickens.
Correct. Me too.
Hayden Hurst or Sam Laporta? I will take Sam Laporta.
Yeah, me too.
Josh Kelley or Joe Mixon? Oh my God. Joe Mixon. Please.
Yeah. Oh, and we're caught up. Look at that. That was nice.
We got kicks coming in. Herbert or Kyron Williams. Whichever one you did not pick versus Elijah Moore. I will take Kyron Williams.
Kyron and then Herbert Herbert or Moore.
I'll take Elijah Moore.
Full fate on Herbert this week for Mackie.
Javonte or Jamal Williams. This one's really tight.
Yeah, you like Jamal Williams.
I like them both. I think the matchup is much better this week for Jamal Williams. Javonte did look good. I know he was on a bit of a pitch count last week, but he did look solid. Javonte plays the Commanders?
Washington. Commanders. Yeah, sorry, you said Commanders, and for some reason I did not hear that.
The brain just didn't pick it up. Jamal Williams plays the Carolina Panthers. So the Carolina Panthers, I believe, worst in the league against the run. So I will take Jamal. So close. I'm going to take Jamal.
I'll go Jamal too. He should get all the work. Now I do think Kendre Miller might be active this week, but I don't think he's going to pull that much away from Jamal.
No. JSN or Kendrick Bourne in the standard league?
Ooh, man.
The target count for JSN wasn't as big as I would have liked. I know it was week 1, but I think Kendrick Bourne, you got to ride that out until things really change with JSN. Like as of right now, it is still the Lockett and Metcalf kind of show there. JSN's getting a lot of targets from the slot, very intermediate routes, nothing too downfield. At least that's what week 1 showed. So I'm going to stay with Kendrick Bourne. Hope you get into the end zone. I don't like the game script for
Cam Akers declared inactive.
Kyron Williams to that last question.
Kyron Williams season. Oh my gosh, that is wild. Oh, can't hear you. Can you hear me?
disconnect?
Oh, there we go.
Can you hear me now?
You're back.
I went to go change my roster, and apparently you can't do that when you use your phone as a mic.
Right.
I'm gonna have to go. The one thing I like about Sleeper, if you play on Sleeper, you can type in someone's name, you can pick up their player profile, and then you can click in show more leagues, and it'll show you every single league you own them in, and then you can make quick decisions instead of scrolling through and trying to figure out
where do you have that? Because I don't know where I have that.
Kyron Williams.
I need to know. I think I've got Cam Akers starting in the league. I just don't know. Here it is. Bench for Kyron. Oh, the one league I have Cam Akers in, I'm over the roster limit, so I'm dropping Deion Jackson. All right. Awesome.
Kyron Williams or Jackson Smith. Oh, no. Kyron Williams or... Okay, Kyron Williams or Burks, Smith and Jigba, or Dubs. Would you play Kyron Williams over any of those guys?
Yeah.
Who?
Sorry,
Dubs?
Burks, Dubs. I'd probably play him over Dubs.
Burks, Dubs, Smith, and Jigba.
Burks, Dubs, Smith, and Jigba.
I'm going to play him over JSN.
Yeah.
No, Traylon Burks. I'm going to play him over Traylon Burks.
I got to drop someone else too. God.
The last minute scramble.
Boom. Man, oh man.
It's real out here.
Yeah.
What do we think?
I mean, it's
season. I am. Oh, Kyron Williams or Kendrick Bourne now. I would go Kyron Williams. What do we think about Juju rest of season? I am not optimistic. I think Juju's kind of lost it.
He's toast. Yeah.
And you lose Ekeler and have to start a combo of Gus Bus, A-Chain, Keyshawn Vaughn, and Zach Evans. Oh my God. Let's hope that things get better for A-Chain. I want to see him out there.
Yeah, I want to see that too. I'm stashing him in a couple spots as well. All right, y'all. Good luck this week.
Stuff here?
I don't. I just got to look over my lineups again, like just to make sure we got things straight.
Who are you going for Survivor? If anybody's listening.
Oh, Dallas.
You're going heavy Dallas.
All Dallas.
I mean, I was gonna pray for a Dallas loss, but if you're going that direction, I can't do it.
Hey man, I don't. It's all right. I'm going all in, so that don't matter to me. If I'm all out, whatever.
I went Baltimore last week, and this week I'm gonna go San Francisco.
I like it. San Fran. Yeah, that's a good one.
Hoping that they are low owned with the overwhelming Dallas and Buffalo options this week. So
yes.
Praying for either Buffalo or Dallas to lose, I think. But let's make it Buffalo, just because you're rolling Dallas.
Buffalo.
Yeah. Kyron Williams season. Let's go.
Seriously, man. Holy cow. All right. Games have started.
All right. Good luck, y'all. We'll see you next Sunday. Stay tuned to the channel this week. Lando will be dropping some more what to do with videos. He promised the DeAndre Swift one, so we'll hold him to that. I want to hear all the praise in the world for our king, Short King. And stay tuned for that. So hit that subscribe button, like the video. We'll see you next weekend. Good luck.